What up, fam? Do you need some extra tools that's going to help your life be the best that it can possibly be? Are you constantly juggling work, family, and personal time only to feel drained and unfulfilled? That's where the book that I wrote called The Balanced Life can be your guide to reclaiming your time, energy, and happiness with practical strategies for setting boundaries, prioritizing self-care, and achieving real balance. This book helps you create a life that you love without the burnout. Get ready to break free from the chaos and step into a life of purpose and peace. Grab your copy of The Balanced Life because you deserve a life that works for you. Also, we have The Unraveling. It's a journal to help you write, reflect, and heal. Your thoughts matter. Your feelings deserve space. The Unraveling Journal is more than just a notebook. It's your personal guide to self-reflection, healing, and growth. With guided prompts, mindfulness exercises, and room to express yourself freely, this journal helps you untangle emotions, process life's challenges, and rediscover clarity. Take a moment for you. Write, reflect, and heal, one page at a time. And fam, also another book written by my wife is Healthy Relationships. Because fam, you know this. Great relationships don't just happen. They're built. Whether it's with your partner, kids, friends, or coworkers, strong connections are the foundation of a happy life. In healthy relationships, you'll learn how to communicate better, set healthy boundaries, and nurture trust in every relationship that matters to you. Because when your connections thrive, you thrive. Start building stronger, healthier relationships today. Order your copy at kingdomservantsfirst.com. Once again, that's kingdomservants1st.com. Fam, we want you to be the best version of yourself. Get one of these books today. God bless. Welcome, family, to the Bacon Bits Podcast, baby, where we desire for you to take the bits of information and immediately apply them to your life for success. The ground rules for our podcast that it will always be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of life that we will be talking about on the Bacon Bits Podcast today, we'll be dealing with having a balanced life, fam, spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, and in relationships. And it's these 5 words I need to hear y'all say. I'm saying them out loud so you can hear them. Say valuable. Information applied equals success. And fam, what we're going to be talking about today is get a life. Get a life. So fam, most of us in here want to be successful. That's why I love introducing this podcast every time with that valuable information applied equals success. All of us want to be successful in one aspect or another. And usually it's in all aspects, let's just be honest. But have we really done the work to get the life that we say we want? So I want you to really think about this. I got a couple of questions to ask you. And this one is going to be a pencil and paper one. So even though you might be listening to it on your drive home, I would suggest that you listen to it again with some pencil and paper in front of you. So please, keep on driving and keep on listening because this is encouraging, uplifting stuff. No question. But I want you when you get home, when you have at least about a good 30 minutes, you deserve 30 minutes to invest in you. You deserve that. You deserve it. I want you to ask yourself these questions. What sort of person do I want to be? What sort of person do I want to be? What is important and meaningful to me? I'm going to say it again. What is important or meaningful to me? Okay. What sort of personal strengths and qualities do I want to cultivate? Okay. What sort of personal strengths and qualities do I want to cultivate? What do I stand for? These are personal. What do I stand for? And last question. What do I want to do? Now, not what I want to know, but not what do I want to believe, not do I want to say, not what do I want to think, but what do I want to do? That's putting the valuable information into practice, which we call application, which makes us successful. So there's a couple of boxes. I got 10 boxes. I want you to make 10, put 10 boxes on a piece of paper. 10 boxes. If you're using line paper, I would say allow at least 4 lines in each box. So get a piece of paper, preferably the line paper, and I want you to write 10 boxes on there. And some of these boxes, guess what? It might not mean anything to you personally, but I want you to write these 10 boxes. Put about 4 lines in each box, And then I want you to think about, in one box, if you're single and don't have no kids, don't even worry about this box. But the first box I'm going to say is parenting. Put the word parenting in the box, or on top of the box. Let me say that. I'm sorry. Put the word parenting on top of the box. Number 2, personal growth. Now, I definitely want you. Everybody should have that box. Personal growth. Number 3, leisure. There are some things you should be doing and enjoying yourself. I like lifting weights. I like traveling. I like being with my queen. There's some things you should love and want to do. Leisure. Number 4, spirituality. You know how big I am on that. I believe your relationship with Jesus is number 1 above all this stuff. Because if I get that box right, that affects the other boxes. So spirituality. For my people that don't hear that, might not be a child of God, but you know the principles and you love the principles. Yes, spirituality. Gotta have it. Number 4 is health. Fam, you gotta take care of that machine, man. That beautiful temple you've been blessed with. Don't take it for granted, fam. Please don't. Box number 6. Work. Most of us don't own our own business. That's beautiful when you do. That's beautiful. I'm gonna be honest. That's beautiful when you own your own business. For most of us don't. What's the box that we need right there for work? We're gonna deal with that in a minute. Community and environment. We should be a type of blessing to somebody when it comes to this. Community and environment. Box number 7. Community and environment. Number 8, family relationships. These last 3 are going to be relationships, but they're going to be different types of relationships. Box number 8 is family relationships. Box number 9 is intimate relationships. That significant other. Yes. If you don't have no relationship and you single and satisfied, don't even worry about that box. And then box number 10 is social relationships. Got a gang of those. Social relationships. So parenting, personal growth, leisure, spirituality, health, work, community and environment, family relationships, intimate relationships, and social relationships. So what I would like for you to do in each of these boxes is I want you to write your core values in that box for those different boxes. So say, for instance, parenting. I want to be loving. I want to be caring. I want to be supportive. And I want to be encouraging. So loving, caring, supportive, got me? Okay. So now you got health. Man, y'all know I love this thing, boy. I want to be healthy. So in the health one, I'm like sleep, body movement, food, and mental intelligence, emotional intelligence. Yes. So health. I'm just using those scenarios. You can use whatever you want to use, but what's important to me is making sure I get the proper amount of sleep, 6 hours for me, making sure I do some type of body movement, whether it's calisthenics for me or lifting weights. That's huge for me. And then food, make sure we're eating healthy most of the time. You know, if it's if you can say that, you can say what's in the ingredients of what you're eating. That's a beautiful thing. If I have to say, you know, bioglycerides and triglycerides and stuff that I can't even say, it's a science project, I shouldn't be eating that. I should be primarily eating the things that I can actually say the name of it. Okay. Then we said mental and emotional health. I think that's extremely important. My God, I think that's extremely important, man, because when your mind is all over the place, like it seems like mine is at times, you got to make sure you regulate that thing and be like, bring that thing back. Let me be able to focus in on what it is I'm trying to concentrate on and what I'm trying to do. So in each one of those boxes, I want you to write at least 3 or 4 things that you need as core values for each of those boxes. Okay. So after you've done all that, you finally have a good look at what you've written down. Then what I want you to do is look at the boxes and see what they are saying. And then I want you to look at your life and see what it's saying. So according to the boxes, I'm saying this is what's important to me. But then in real life, what am I currently neglecting? So I wrote in the boxes what's important to me in my life. And then I write what am I currently neglecting? Because a lot of times, fam, we can say what our values are, but there's no committed actions to doing. And there's got to be a difference. That's the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is having all this information in my head, but wisdom is actually carrying it out and actually doing it. There's a major difference. So I got to ask myself, what is it that I really want out of life? Because, man, it's easy to say what we want, but it's a whole nother ball game to actually live that thing out. Whole nother ball game. And in certain areas, it's gonna be a constant fight. Yeah, if it was up to me when it comes to food, man, I would eat junk food every day, all day. I ain't gonna lie. I would eat junk food all day, every day. If you let me, that would be my thing. But deep down, guess what? I want to be healthy. I don't want no aches and pains. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. None, if possible. I'm getting older and getting sore and all that. But I don't intentionally want to cause any harm to my own self when it comes to health. I want to make sure I'm getting sleep at night, because if I don't, I'm gonna be groggy, and the people around me gonna catch it because I didn't get enough sleep. So it ain't their fault that I'm in the mindset I'm in. It's my fault. And then, like I said, there's nothing like being able to stretch and do the things that I love to do. At the age that I'm at, man, I highly suggest you take care of your body, starting as young as you possibly can. Please take care of that machine, man. Please. So you think about those areas in your life, man. What's important in those individual areas? What are you willing to do to get to where you say you want to be at? So I don't just want to say this is my values in these areas. What am I doing to get these values in these areas? You know, let's jump in the spirituality box. You know, I love that box. Praying, the key ones that God says, you know, when you pray. So am I praying? When you fast? When the last time I fasted, if ever? And then when I give, I want to be a big giver. God said he loved the world that he gave. So we are designed to give. We're givers in whatever capacity that may be. How much time am I spending with God in the morning? Like I said, this is, you know, everybody's is different, no doubt. But am I spending some time with God? If the morning for me is perfect, I want to spend I want to spend time praying. I want to spend time reading my Bible. I want to spend time just sitting there so I can hear God talk back to me through his word, through some YouTube video I might be looking at the moment, or post. Because the cool part about having your algorithm the way it is set to certain people you like to listen to and stuff like that. So I love that part about the algorithm. I can go straight to my algorithm and I know I'm gonna get spiritual. And I'm super grateful for that, because as I'm trying to get deeper in the Lord and hearing different people say it in a different way, it helps me grow. But knowing that, am I spending the time to get that? Because fam, if my foundation for me is my spirituality, it should affect every area of my life. I'm gonna constantly say that all the time. It should affect every area. If God is first and Jesus is Lord and the Savior of my life, it should affect every area of my life. From how I treat people to how I take care of my body, to how I love on my queen, to having a great work environment, being friendly and loving on my coworkers. It should be all that wherever we go out. Yeah. Well, it would be with everybody. I ain't gonna lie to you and say yes. I'm working on that. But there's some people I still want to punch in the mouth. Yeah, I'm sorry. I said it out loud. Yes, I did. Yeah, still people like that. Yeah, still people that get on my last damn nerves. Yes, it is. It's some people out there like that. But I'm working on, guess what? Becoming a better person at that. When God says, at as much as possible, be at peace with everybody. He knows when he said that, as much as possible. I think Paul said it. I got to find the scripture. But I know that's the scripture. He says, as all possible, live at peace with everybody. Fam, that's huge, because God knows, and God said it through Paul, it's going to be challenging to be at peace with everybody, because some people will get on your last good nerve. So I do the best I can by loving everybody. But that's important to me. So if that's important to me, how am I treating people around me? How do people feel when they're around me? If that's important to me. So I want to be a great parent, but how do my kids feel about that? I want to be a great husband. How does my wife feel about that? I want to be a great coworker. How does my coworkers feel about that? Fam, that's important. These are questions you should ask yourself. What's important in your life, and where am I currently neglecting those areas that I say are important to me? I never want to make anybody feel guilty or ashamed or, bad about themselves. But at the same time, I also wanted to be a wake-up call, because when I started this, I want you to see, what do you want out of your life? If you've never sat down before and did some kind of exercise like this, please, family, do this. I don't care if you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. Please do me a favor. Sit down and do this exercise, because guess what? Most of us want to be a person that, when we get older, fam, we want to hear those good reports from people of how, we were able to be a blessing in their lives. So it's never too late. As long as you got breath in your lungs, you can always make an adjustment. You can always become a better person. I always say, make Jesus Lord of your life first, and then everything gonna flow beautifully from there. So do that. But you always can have time for life to get better. But fam, do me a favor. This is the time for you to get your life compass in order. This is it. Ain't no looking back. Don't wait till tomorrow. If you got time today, instead of watching TV, invest these 30 minutes into your life. You can sit down with your significant other. You can sit down with your kids. You can sit down with some friends and do this thing. And we can all do it together. Because, man, if you do this, man, and figure this stuff out, I'm telling you, we in at the end of, we're in October. Man, if you get this right, you can still have one of the greatest years you've ever had in your life. And I can guarantee it, if you would sit down and actually live your life according to the life compass you just wrote down and said you wanted to have. To live it, not know it, not believe it, not say it out loud, but to actually apply it to your life so you can have that success that you say you want in those areas. Fam, I got crazy love for y'all. I want the best for you. Y'all know how I feel about this. Fam, sit down and do this exercise, and then go out and live it with everything you got. This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. If this is a blessing to you, go share this with somebody else. Go be a blessing. Hey, and if you got a couple of extra funds that you can send this way, send some funds this way, because we gonna take them. We want to continue to be a blessing in so many areas. We love you guys. God bless. What's up, family? If this podcast has inspired you, encouraged you, made you think deeper, or even just made you smile, then I have a simple ask. Would you consider supporting this work? Creating this podcast takes time, heart, and resources, from equipment and editing to outreach and hosting. Each episode is a labor of love aimed at lifting people up and speaking life into real situations. But I can't do it alone. Your donation, big or small, helps keep the meaning going and the message. It helps us grow, reach more people, and continue producing powerful content that uplifts, educates, and empowers. If you've been blessed by this platform, I invite you to sow into it. Help us keep the mic on and the message moving. You can give at Zelle or Cash App using the links in the description box. Thank you for being part of the journey. With gratitude, the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we speak life, purpose, and legacy, one episode at a time.